Hello and welcome to Tarot with Tanya. This is 7 cards for 7 days, and we are looking at the week of December 4 to December 10. Thank you so much for stopping by, for being here, and please take this as it resonates for you, and anything that doesn't, leave the rest behind. It's for the collective, so some of it might fit and some of it might not. And I'm using the Golden Tarot for this reading. And then we'll finish with a Crystal Angel Oracle card. And in terms of the week, we begin with the moon on Monday, December 4th in Virgo. And by next Sunday, the 10th, we have the moon moving into Scorpio. And otherwise, there's some interesting planetary shifts this week. Monday, speaking of Scorpio, we have Venus entering Scorpio. That's all about the passion. Venus, planet of love, beauty, aesthetics, enters Scorpio and might get very, very passionate. So it could be a very good energy in that way. You might want to be a little mindful about that in terms of if it's becoming obsessive, which is the darker side of the Scorpio energy. But it could also be absolutely lovely and give you energy to do things, projects, especially ones that involve aesthetics, art, creativity, some good energy in that way. Tuesday, it's also about Venus, and that's a day that Venus trines Saturn. So it could be a really good day to reassess relationships. Also a very good day for a commitment, a marriage, something like that. Some sort of ceremony in that way. Wednesday, we have Neptune turning direct. And it's in Pisces, which is what it rules, and it has definitely been an interesting journey as it has gone through its own sign of Pisces. It has typically either really motivated people to go more deeply into their spirituality, their mysticism, however they might see it, or sometimes more onto the kind of lunacy side, struggling with what might be reality. And I don't think that's any coincidence that we've had so many conspiracy theories. Other astrologers have said this since we've had Neptune going through Pisces these past years. Then on Thursday, we have Mercury trine Jupiter. It's a very positive, very optimistic kind of energy. Jupiter is always expands things, is very benevolent. Mercury is about the communication, swiftness, intelligence, things like that. So that's a really nice day. Then on Saturday, Venus is back in the picture, and this time it is opposite Jupiter. So that could, tempt one into overindulgences of various kinds. So maybe just be aware of that energy. Some squares are the tough ones. Oppositions don't seem quite as tough to me, personally. I mean, it could be different for different people. But it could encourage that kind of overindulgence that day. All right, let's get into the cards for the week. And last week we had 4 majors, and we've got the same thing this week. So there really are some strong energies that are occurring. We begin on Monday with the 8 of Swords. Obviously, you can see the person here, I hope you can, is blindfolded, and that there are 5 swords behind, 3 swords in front. There's a bit of a rope around the person's shoulders, this woman, but the symbolism is that she is not really trapped. that the mental activity, the thoughts are the ones that trap her, the things that trap her. If she wanted to, she could easily take off that blindfold, drop that rope, and walk away. So we need to see how we might be responding to beliefs that no longer serve us, that we might feel trapped in situations where we really aren't trapped. So look for that exit. Look for a different perspective on Monday. And then on Tuesday, we have another sword. So again, that mental energy. And this time it's the Page of Swords. So this one's more like a messenger, bringing in new thoughts, new ideas, new information. There is a butterfly here that stands for transformation. If you can see that sort of below the hand holding the sword. I'm not totally sure what that creature above is. Somewhat bull-like. There's a catness to it as well, but it is bringing in something that might bridge a gap. So look for some kind of new information, the stirring up of old energies, kind of parting through the mist and getting some more clarity. And you know, with Neptune going direct on Wednesday, that's Tuesday's card, but I could see how that starts to clear somewhat. I mean, it takes a bit for that energy. It's a very slow moving planet. So for that energy to start to go forward, at least from our perspective, but it is happening, and I feel like the Page of Swords is helping us with that. When we get to the actual Wednesday card, we have the Wheel of Fortune. And of course here the symbolism, you have the newborn in the mother's arms at the top. Sometimes you'll see an actual wheel on these cards in various decks. And then you also have the elderly man down on the floor, seeking something, blowing a fire, tending perhaps food, something like that. But it's the old and the new, and how it's a constant cycle of change. That really is the only constant, is change. That eventually everything changes. You know, we're born, we die. If you believe in reincarnation, we're reborn, we die, and it goes on and on. But at least certainly we see it in the seasons, and we're getting fairly close now to that winter solstice. The shortest day of the year here in the Northern Hemisphere, and again a very cyclical marker, because with it comes the return of the light, and the days will start to get longer, colder, yes, but also longer for many of us here in the Northern Hemisphere. So look for some kind of change of fortune on that day. Perhaps a good day to take stock, see how you are fortunate, and to be grateful with that too. And then when we get to Thursday, we only have two minors this time, and they both happen to be eights. Now 8 relates to the Strength card. It can have its challenges, as you saw with the 8 of Swords, again, that kind of mental entrapment that we can do to ourselves. Or again, it could be somebody gaslighting you, and you just, you know, needing to step out of that. On Thursday, this is a different 8 kind of energy of walking away from something. Now, it can be in sadness or disappointment, but oftentimes, and to me it feels this way, this person is making a choice. I'm going to leave a situation to move into a better, higher vibrational situation for the self. And you know, if it's for you, it's going to be for others too. What benefits you benefits others, as long as it's a true benefit, not at somebody else's expense or anything like that. That this is a true emotional, honest, you know, that there's just truth in it for you, and you know, do as you will and harm none. So that's our Thursday. When we get to Friday, this is the second of our majors of 4, which I mentioned this week. And now we have the Lovers. So it could be a great date night Friday. We don't have any particular aspects, you know, planetary wise that I'm seeing at this point. Of course, I didn't cover everything. But in general, it seems like it could be a day for really good communication, connecting with people you care about. It doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. It can be, of course, but it can also be family, friends, things you love to do, people you love to be around. So that's just a wonderful, lovely energy to look forward to for our Friday night. On Saturday, we get the Emperor. And the Emperor is I forgot to mention the Lovers are number 6, the Emperor is number 4, and 4s are very solid. Emperor likes to get things done his way, or her. And, you get this sort of profile, and the crows, I believe they are, in the window, and the lion at the feet, and everything is in order, and things will be taken care of. It has the symbol of power, the scepter in the hands there, and so forth. So it could be a great day to organize, to make some of those executive decisions for yourself, if you're in the right place for that, or if you have a business or whatever. But it's a good energy to structure things and to try to move them forward. Just want to be flexible about all of that, and avoid that overbearing aspect, which can be a bit of the dark side of that one. And actually, here is another 8. So I forgot there were 2 minor 8s, but we also have a major 8. And this is the Strength card. I'd mentioned that earlier, that these other 8s are aspects of this. And this one, I mean, we've had our lion at the feet of the Emperor, a sort of hybrid bull lion kind of creature in the Page of Swords. And here we get one that is essentially on her lap, at her feet, this kind of horse, this sort of charger, warrior type horse behind her. And, there's a figure in gold on that. Represents a sort of championing of the self. And what I mean by that is that the self has integrated part of the shadow. And that makes us stronger. It's like, we have the urge, excuse me, I'm thirsty tonight. We have the urge to, almost like a social mandate, to hide our shadow. It's that part of us that we don't feel comfortable with, that we don't feel others will accept or we can't accept. And that it's to our detriment and not a strength. But when we can actually recognize what it is, often we can find some strength in that, and some ways to use the energy that is constructive rather than destructive. So that's very much an energy about this card. Always, we don't want to trample on other people. I go back to that thing from the Wiccan folks of, again, do as you will and harm none. So those 4 majors, lots of emphasis on the 8s, which are double 4s, and then an actual 4 in the Emperor card itself. So all in all, looks like a really good week. The only day that really presents much of a challenge at all is that Monday. And remember, it's up here. And that's the most easily changed energy. Once it becomes physical, obviously it's harder to change. So we start to work with, how can I have another perspective? How can I walk away or turn upside down or somehow see this situation in a new light? So we will finish with a Crystal Angel Oracle card, and Jade is the one that came up for us tonight, and it just feels so right. It's called Wellness. And I'm praying every day for peace in the world. I know there's a lot of suffering out there, so hopefully we can put some energy into our own wellness, which I believe spreads to other people and helps the wellness in general of the human condition. So this card announces improved health and wellness with a focus upon recovery. An increased commitment to healing yields positive results. And again, I think that's for everybody. I mean, it's not just for the self. When we do heal the self, that's a power that we have, or we can find people to work with, healers to help us. It benefits everyone. It benefits the overall energy. So a multimodal, so going about this in different ways, a multimodal approach to health, including especially prayer, faith, and optimism, is indicated and appropriate right now. This is also a sign that your own work to help others is flourishing. Spirit and the guardian angels are working through your intentions to bring healing energy to your loved ones, your clients, the people in general. So your commitment to being a healing earth angel is opening up physical and energetic avenues in your therapeutic practices or any acts of service. This is a good time to do research, skill building, and perhaps even marketing to expand the scope of your healing work. Follow your intuition closely. And in terms of jade, this beautiful stone is prominently featured in carved Asian statues and jewelry. It's usually deep green, and jade has been used as a healing crystal since ancient times. So, you know, a little visual there of beautiful jade. It's one of my favorites. I absolutely love that color. So, beloveds, I'm wishing you a wonderful week. Again, thank you so much for being here. And please do reach out if there's any way that I can help you with your astrology, with your, you know, just life stuff, connecting with ones who've crossed over, or just needing a little help, maybe looking forward. So, thank you. And I will see you again soon. And information about readings will be in the description box and at the end of the video. Have a beautiful week.